Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Hopefully this time I can actually record this in the right resolution. Actually, I recorded the whole episode, and then when I went to start editing, I realized, oh shit, I accidentally used a different resolution to record it, because I have my profile set up. Since I run so many different games and so many different resolutions, I just have profiles for different resolutions. And I happen to use my 1600 by 1200 one instead of my 1920 by 1080 one. So, in any event, we're going to talk with some of our crew here. I know Candaris has some things to say to us. Karth has some things to say. Karth has some things to say to us. Bastila has some things to say to us. I think Mission's pretty much over her brother. HK has nothing to say to us. T3 has nothing to say to us. And Zalbar is in the middle of his quest. So, Candaris, tell me more about the Mandalorian War.
Yeah, what do you want? The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it.
How much did you lose?
There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. Revan's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor, only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now.
And you eventually came to Terrace.
Yeah, I came to Terrace. And forcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Terrace and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Terrace could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you, I may finally find opponents worth fighting.
I am honored.
Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know?
No, nothing for now.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Yeah, unfortunately, he will not give us stims. I did go through and try to get stuff from everyone. I think Mission here is good now.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I want to talk to you about your brother.
I've made my peace with Griff and what he means to me. If he ever shows up again, I'll deal with him. But I'm not going to dwell on my brother anymore. It's time to move forward. So, is there anything else you need?
Alright, nothing, never mind.
Okay, have it your way.
Interesting. We can play Pazak with her. I never noticed that before. Alright, let's head up here. Hey, Karth, what's going on?
Yes, what's on your mind?
Tell me why you want revenge on Saul so badly.
I already told you, he betrayed us all.
It just seems to be more personal than that, that's all.
Well, there is more to it. I'm sure you don't want to hear about it.
Well, I did ask, didn't I?
It's just that I don't talk about it very much, okay? I told you about my homeworld, Telos. 4 years ago, Saul led the Sith fleet there and demanded its surrender. The planet refused, and Saul proceeded to devastate its entire surface. Millions died. I had a wife and a son on Telos. I thought they would be safe there, but my task force arrived too late to be of much help. We didn't have enough medical supplies. The colony was burning and the dying were everywhere. I remember holding my wife and screaming for the medics, but they didn't come in time.
That's terrible, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Of course not, how could you? I had nothing left after that, really. I devoted myself to the fleet. Hunting Saul was my only purpose. I miss them. And I know killing Saul won't bring them back. And it won't make me happy again, but I have to do it. I don't expect you to understand, but I have to pay him back for what he's done. I have to. It's all I have left.
I didn't mean to pry.
Oh, it's all right, I don't mind. You deserve some kind of, explanation.
What was she like, your wife?
She had courage, and she was stubborn. Could never talk her out of anything once she put her mind to it. And she hated it when I signed back onto the fleet at the start of the war. I had planned on leaving soon, to join her.
What happened to your son? You never did say.
His name was Dustle, and I don't know what happened to him. The colony was a complete ruin, and we never found any trace of him. I made inquiries and followed the reports from Telos for years, but I stopped. Anyway, I hope that answers your questions. Let's continue with what we were doing.
Alright. Hey, Bastila, what's up?
How can I help?
You're curious about something.
Am I so transparent? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, considering our bond. Yes, there is something I would like to ask, if you'll permit it.
Go ahead.
In our time together, I've been watching you. You are a true servant of the light. You follow the tenets of the Jedi Order despite the lure of the dark side. And with so little training, for me it has always been a constant battle. Don't you find it difficult at all? You make it seem so easy. Or is that only an illusion?
I just do what I think is right.
And that's enough for you. If only it were as easy for me. If only the right path was always clear. I've always struggled for control over my passions. I've always been too quick to anger, too quick to get involved. My instructors constantly berated me for it. I've often dreamed that I might be able to confront Darth Malak myself. I dream I can use all this power I have to kill him and stop all the death and destruction. I just think about all the evil that the Sith have caused, and I get so furious. Yet we are told that these feelings are the path to the dark side.
You have to trust in the wisdom of the Jedi Code.
Yes, of course, you're right. I have to remember my training. The Masters know well the corrupting influence of the dark side. Although it is hard for me to imagine. The very thought that I could become as evil as Malak, I just can't fathom it. It just doesn't seem possible. I mean, how could I... No. Wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be asking you this. The Jedi teachings are clear. Who am I to question them? And even worse, who am I to try and make you question them?
What?
These are dangerous thoughts. The indulgence of a vain mind. Please, forget I ever mentioned this. Let's just return to our mission.
Let's. Alright, so Bastila is having some issues. We'll have to keep an eye on her. And here we go. Hey, Giovanni, what's up?
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What are you thinking about?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. I am not used to such unbiased acceptance from one who is nearly a stranger to me. We Cathar do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
Tell me about your people.
In truth, I have lived in the Republic too long, and I know little. I never met any others of my race other than my parents. But we are not diplomats. We do not deal well with groups. This situation is new to me. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
We are all in this together.
Yes, and that is my point. I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I am used to. Just thank you for accepting me. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk some more.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I suppose I have not talked very much about the Jedi I met back home. They, all of them, were so very invigorating.
Invigorating?
They were so very alive, so full of hope and energy and zeal. In retrospect, I can see it was a little bit tragic.
Tragic?
Well, yes. These Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. Many of those Jedi perished in the fighting, but to us, they seemed invincible. Especially their leader, who they talked about all the time. Paragons of light and justice, sweeping away all iniquity before them. It was like looking at gods.
If that was the case, they seemed to be misrepresenting themselves.
I was merely using poetic license. Those Jedi, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch them. Some people thought it would bring them luck. Not that the peace they brought lasted very long.
There is no luck, there is only the Force. But what happened?
The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at revenge. And so the cycle continues. The oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The human oppressed, that is. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the brunt of both administrations.
Like any of these options, because they're all like, wasn't that bad kind of minimizes her and her people's suffering, and then all species are incapable of intolerance is basically like the, well, everyone's bad, even you. And then obviously number 2 is just blah. Was it that bad?
Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hate out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we suffered. Oh no, but I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
As long as you do not let your anger influence you.
Don't you see? The very fact I mentioned it means it has its influence. Anger can lead to the dark side, and I must be ever careful that I do not fall back into those ways. I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for, but you did not lash back at me. You are a much better Jedi than I, it would seem. But let us not speak more of this now. We should continue on our journey. Perhaps later we will talk again.
Perhaps. Alright, now that we've caught up with everyone here, oh, that is the wrong way, let's go and finish our quest on Tatooine. Because we do have one thing left to finish. Alright, we got a level Karth up here, because it's been a while. We could give him tree entry and start putting him down demolitions. As far as feats go, we'll give him implants so he can use more of those. We will continue making him a Dexy boy. Give him the next level implant feet. Honestly, I'm never really going to use him to use healing, so I should stop putting. I shouldn't be putting seals in there, but whatever. I don't think it's going to play much of a role in the future. All right, so that's him.
Karth Onesi, is that you?
Jordo?
It is you, isn't it? I knew it when I laid eyes on you. You old space dog. How've you been? I thought for sure you'd be fighting on some ship out there.
I was. I crashed.
That's pretty rich. I can't imagine what it would take to keep you on the ground. Must have something to do with your friend here, eh? How's it going?
Nice to meet you, Jordo.
So what are you doing here, Jordo? Last time I saw you was on, well, Telos, actually.
Yeah, it's a shame about home. Telos still hasn't recovered. The family and I moved on, and I'm working for Zerka now. I didn't see you after... what I mean is, my condolences on your wife. I heard what happened. At least your boy made it through all right.
My boy? You mean Dustle?
Yes, of course. I saw him at my last stop on Korriban, though he didn't recognize me. You didn't know he was there?
No. Jordo, Dustle's been missing since the attack on Telos. Are you absolutely certain it was him?
Yeah, I'd recognize Dustle anywhere. Positive. He's joined the Sith, Garth.
What do you mean he's joined the Sith?
There's an academy for the Sith on Korriban. He's a student there. I saw him suited up in their outfit and everything. Sorry, I thought you knew.
No, I didn't. Well, thanks for telling me, Jordo.
Sure, no problem. Good to see you again, Karth. Hope everything works out with Dustle.
Dustle is alive. We have to go to the Korriban Academy and find him.
I understand. We'll go as soon as possible.
Thank you. I just have to see him. I have to know what happened to him. All this time I thought he was... I mean, he must be a man by now.
Alright.
Uchua penki, tangi tuamaji, human act in ikatune, chi itakanki, chana kilikon, chiwa itakanki, kakin cha nawabakon, bagwa shank konti machit
Show me what you have for sale.
Smilia! Tingkuin ko ka, patoga yakfuli ko kala Gigi!
Alright. I just want to quick see if they have anything good here. Oh, that would be good against droids. I think this is a two-handed. Jama Hogra's carbine. God, these are all so expensive. With this weapon, the Mandalorian's attack again demonstrate a complete lack of subtlety. The only thing better than a big blaster, apparently, is one that shoots faster. Awareness +4, meh, Verpine. Ooh, +3 to all saves and +1 dexterity. These heavy gauntlets, created by the isolationist Karakan, are almost a complete medical computer in themselves. They constantly monitor and adjust the nervous impulses, blood pressure, and tension through the wearer's hands. The resulting increase in stability and overall system integrity have many benefits. That would be useful for me. Retinal combat. Immunity to critical hits. Immunity to mind affecting. Adrenal, Stims, Gizka poison, Bantha fodder. So basically anything I want I can't buy. So we're going to have to do some more racing, do some more quests to get credits and stuff. Probably play some Posik at some point, clean someone out. But that will be, that's a future problem. Alright. And since we've actually leveled up ourselves, and we got a little more points into persuasion, let's take another crack at negotiating Nico's contract. Let's talk about that business with Nico. I think you should give him a better deal.
Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi, rundi hautunga tonkimba nankonkek. Wanna kumbes, chimpayamuri, kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo, kunne mulirabest.
Treat him fairly, or I'll start rumors your races are rigged.
Labuda na rinkis matoma. Yinkin slimmo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi, rundi hautunga tonkimba nankonkek. Wanna kumbes, chimpayamuri, kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo, kunne mulirabest. Labuda na rinkis matoma. Yinkin slimmo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautunga kuhunkavi.
I'll be back later.
Rundi hautunga tonkimba nankonkek. Wanna kumbes, chimpayamuri, kunhunkavi. Tuknen tangjo, kunne mulirabest.
Alright, so we don't get paid, but at least he'll make a decent living. Hey, Nico.
You again? I don't really feel like talking right now.
I talked to Mata about you.
I suppose you've got a right to know track business, but with the times you've been posting...
I convinced Mata to give you a better contract.
You did? I don't believe it. I mean, I do, but I sure wasn't expecting it. I appreciate it. I really do.
I'm impressed. Helping a kid like Nico off to a decent start? Good job.
Now I can take my bike to the big races. There's not much of a circuit right now, but I'll be ready when it recovers.
When do you think you'll be leaving?
Hard to tell. I'll get some more runs here first. I need the practice. I have to top your time.
Good luck with that. See you around then, Nico.
Thanks again. I meant it.
Alright.
Rundi hautonga ton kimbanan konkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kun hunkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes.
Let's talk about that business with Nico.
Labola na renkes maktoma. Yinkin slimmo podona mulirachikun. Nova rundi hautonga kuhunkabi. Rundi hautonga ton kimbanan konkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kun hunkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes.
I'll be back later.
Rundi hautonga ton kimbanan konkek. Wana kumbes chimpayamuri kun hunkabi. Tuknen tangjo kunne mulirabes.
Alright, so that should just about finish our business on Tatooine here. So let's head back to Kashyyyk. Actually, you know what? Let's save some time. There we go. Alright. Don't worry, Karth. We'll get Dustil, but gotta save the galaxy first. You know how it is. It's that thing we're supposed to be doing. We kind of haven't been doing it for a while. Anyways. Alright, let's head back out into the wild green yonder here. Alright, Juani and Canderous, you're with me. Everyone else, do nothing around the ship. Honestly, that's my biggest pet peeve with games like these. I want to bring everyone, because like, why the hell else are they here if not to help save the galaxy? But like, I get there's balancing issues, like especially with like Skyrim or something. What was here? I thought I saw. Okay, I've looted these already. Like, I get there's balancing issues, but
Ah, so we meet again, Canderous. It has been quite a long time.
Joggy?
do you know him, Canderous?
He was a warrior under my command up to the Battle of Althir. But I thought...
You thought I was dead, didn't you? You thought all of us that you had sent on that attack had perished. You sent us to die in a foolish attack, while you directed your forces elsewhere. You broke from the battle plan and let us die for it, so that you could have the honor of being the first to kill the enemy commander.
Is this true, Candace?
I did what was prudent at the time. If I had not done it, the battle would have...
The battle would have been won anyway. I am tired of your excuses, Candace. I have spent years tracking you down since the clans were banished, and I will not rest until I've had my vengeance.
What are you going to do?
I challenge you, Candace. I challenge you to fight the fight you fled that day above Althir, in the dune seas of Tatooine. I will be waiting for you. I have spread the news of the challenge since I learned you had landed on this world. All the surviving Mandalorian clans know of what I do here, and that we shall meet on Tatooine to settle this debt of vengeance once and for all. If you fail to meet me there, you shall be stripped of all honor and forever cast out of our society. It will be you and me alone in the dune seas of Tatooine. A final battle that can only end in death. I shall be waiting for you there, Candace.
You got something to say about it? All this, Candace?
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. We've got to go to the dune seas of Tatooine, so I can find Joggy and kill him for his insult to me.
What happened out there? Why is Joggy so mad at you?
This is between me and Joggy. You don't have to get involved. If you're lucky, he might spill something before I spread him in a paste over the dunes.
Alright. So yeah, just when you thought we were finally done with Tatooine and that we'd never have to go to that Dust Bowl again, we gotta go to that Dust Bowl again. But not today. That will be a future problem. Yeah. Alright, let's head all the way back down to the underworld, and then we'll sorry about that. The game seemed to have crashed there, but we're back now. So we will keep heading on our way to the Shadowlands. Alright, I think it was this way. Let me check my map. Yep, there we go. Oh, you know what I should be doing? Although again, still not sure. I think it's a little bit faster, but it's hard to tell with the blur effect on. I really, really don't like that blur effect, but... oh well, what can you do? Alright, there's the lift. Thank you, please lower me down. Right, we are now back down here, so let us go meet up with whatchamacallit, oh, actually, is there? Okay, that's what I thought. I just thought it was kind of funny that I actually, it actually had a hitbox that I bounced around, sort of, so... But let us go see, what, I was gonna call him Jordal, but no, he's not Jordal. What was his name? Can't remember his name. I'm sure he'll enlighten me soon enough. Jolie. See, it started with a J, that's why I thought Jordal.
Welcome back. I wonder, have you had much luck? Have you done as I asked?
I've made certain the poachers are gone.
Yes, I could feel it as you walked near, and I don't sense the smell of death on you. You spared them. Interesting.
Well, you did tell me to, but there was nothing to gain by killing them.
Wasn't there? I suppose not, but the environment would say otherwise if it could talk. No matter.
You mentioned barriers. There's a repulsor field I want to pass.
Yes, in the east past the poacher camp. I saw it when it was installed. It's a very effective barrier, but I know how to get past it. And on the other side, ancient answers. And perhaps a Wookiee you were seeking. I hope he's in the mood for visitors.
Billy has joined your party. So, yep, he is our last party member. He starts as a level 6 counselor. So he is mostly force powers, I think. Trying to remember what the Jedi classes are. We're the warrior, or the guardian, as is Juani. Jolie, I think. I forget if counselors. I want to say they might have been the ones that are. They're either the balance or the, I forget. I'd have to go and look it up. I'm not going to do that right now. Anyways. All right, so that gave us 400 XP. We'll level him up as kind of a support character. So we'll put all his points into treat injury since we'd be using him as a healer. All right, attributes will increase his wisdom first. Skills, treat injury, powers. I think this uses charisma. Yeah. So eventually we'll get another +1 modifier to that. All right, give him burst of speed, skills, treat injury, feats. Ooh, feats. We'll give him master dueling. That's always a good one to get. Powers. Knight speed, knight valor. Level up skills, treat injury, powers. All right, now we gotta focus. We could use force or energy resistance. Neither is like really that big a problem for us right now. Plus the attacking character's level, plus the wisdom and charisma modifiers. Power does not affect droids. We'll save against DC of 5 plus the level. So this, it would be 5 plus 12. So 17 plus his wisdom and charisma modifiers. So that's like a DC check of 23 right now, which is actually pretty powerful. Reflex save at a DC of 5, wisdom and charisma modifiers. Yeah, we'll give him Force Whirlwind. Can't give him a Force Wave yet. We can give him Advanced Lightsaber Throw. Attributes. Okay, so we can give him another Charisma modifier. So yeah, so that's 6 there. And then for the rest, we'll probably... we'll have to choose Wisdom or Charisma. Beats. Okay, he's got that. Let's give him Weapon Focus Lightsaber. Powers. We'll give Heal. So that's 10 vitality points plus 1 for every charisma modifier and wisdom modifier. So that's 16. And the level of the force user, so around 28 healing points. And we'll also neutralize poisons. Oh, wait, doesn't that... Oh, it doesn't affect... First aid doesn't affect it. Okay, that's my bad. I thought it would. All right. Give him force armor and stasis. That seems pretty powerful. All right. I like how it has to despawn him from the world, so it could respawn him as a party member. Okay. Anyways, we'll give him a Jedi robe. And then he's got his own lightsaber. Davik's visor doesn't give him anything useful. And we can give him +3 fortitude saves, so.
Huh? Sure.
Alright. So we gotta go north. Go back the way we came. Alright. Anything good in the rubble? Probably not. Yep, we looted it already. Can I actually... Yeah, no, I can't. The only reason I was able to reselect my party is because he joined it. I can't actually bring party members in. Which is unfortunate, but... All right. Okay, everyone. Good thing they don't set off the mines.
Huh?
All right, it's a minor gas mine. Can you recover it? I know I've been putting points into your demolition skill. Nope. Can you disarm the frag mine?
Crap.
Really?
Crap.
All right.
Yes?
Well, we tried. Maybe you'll level up and you'll be able to do it. The shimmer of a repulsor field is visible before you. It stands in stark contrast with the foliage around it.
There, you see? Beautifully subtle, isn't it? At least compared to the other Zerka equipment dumped down here. It's only been here a short while, or the Wookiees would have disabled it. They wouldn't have had an easy time of it, though.
Why place this thing here?
There are others, each blocking similar points on certain paths. It is all very calculated, very precise. It would have been effective if it hadn't relied on the creatures to be walking. Climbers don't have much trouble getting around it.
I trust you can get past it. You did say so.
I can manipulate it for a moment. Let me see. How did the Zerka engineers do it? Ah, there we go. Now, keep moving. These are the most dangerous depths of Kashyyyk. A few surprises wait for us, I'll wager.
All right. Oh, we got another journal entry. We should read up on those chieftain in need. Kashyyyk. Julie Bindle has helped you pass the Zerka repulsor field so that you can continue your search for the supposedly mad Wookiee that Chundar once killed. Juani, you have heard from Juani that her people were oppressed and ostracized by the human majority. It seems that the Jedi were the only ones to treat her fairly, and maybe why she admires them so much. Perhaps in a little while she will reveal more. Bastila. Bastila is having doubts about her own abilities as a Jedi. Hopefully her uncertainty won't work against the mission, or lead her down the path of the dark side. Canderous. Canderous told how Revan and his forces destroyed the Mandalorians' weaponry and exiled them, scattering them across the Outer Rim. Thinks that now with you, he might find worthy opponents once again. You might try to talk to him more later. Joggy's challenge. Canderous was approached by a man who had fought under him a long time ago, a man named Joggy. Joggy claims that Canderous had abandoned and betrayed his own men and seeks vengeance. He has called Canderous to duel with him in the dune seas of Tatooine, or be forever outcast in the eyes of his fellow Mandalorians. Canderous seems eager to meet this challenge. Finding Dustil. Korriban. Excuse me. He ran into an old friend of Karth's who stunned Karth with the news that he had seen Karth's son, Dustil. The only hitch seems to be that Dustil has joined the Sith. He is a student at the Sith Academy on Korriban. Karth has urged you to go there at the earliest opportunity. Star map, Kashyyyk. Having the reclusive Jolie Bindo in your group has allowed you to access the lower Shadowlands and continue your search for the star map. Alright. So we're going to go onward. Although it seems we have combat ahead. Alright, so...
Yes?
There we go. Now that we're all buffed up. Oh, we lost our force armor, I think. Yep. I hate how... I know why it is how it is, but I hate how short the duration of these buffs are. Okay, we were paused. And yeah, we lost all our buffs, so... Now I have to rebuff.
Sure.
Light speed, and then let's do a force whirlwind on both of them, and then you could come into attack. You can just start power blasting away. Come on. There we go. And now we can attack. Whew, just barely saved him. What happened here? I have the means to heal you. Here.
Mighty generous of you. A little too generous, if you ask me.
What can you tell me about your attackers?
They were Mandalorian. Poachers, probably. They used stealth units to stalk their prey. Their kind were among the first to flee when the war turned against my people. Bloody cowards.
I'll look into it. Alright. Yeah, we had a... Too bad we couldn't just use force heal on him. But we got Mandalorian Blaster. We can loot some of the remains. Bedpack, cryo band, grenades, strength gauntlets. Repair kit, and mesh underlay. Alright, so we're just gonna go exploring for now. But yeah, if we see a pile of Wookiee bodies, we know we can lure them into an ambush. Alright. I need you to start.
What?
And then.
What?
There we go.
I still got
Ow.
Here it is.
Alright, there goes our buffs.
Get it.
Whew. And we didn't even lose our ability to, Hello. Prayer.
He's almost feral after all this time. Calm yourself, Freya. We are friends. Don't you remember me? Well, this may prove difficult.
Okay, so he's not even, Alright. I assume he's not going to be too much of a challenge, but it looks like we're going to have to beat some sense into him.
Yes?
Why is... Are you using grenades, Canderous? You motherfucker, don't do that. Alright. Why can't I not... Is he like... Oh no, he's dead. Okay. Oh, he's got a glowy staff. There we go. I'm not here to kill you, just listen. Do you know Zalbar and Chundar? My name is Daxstar. I came to Kashyyyk with Zalbar. No, he follows because of a life debt. Go over exactly what happened with Zalbar. So Zalbar was exiled. When did you learn the truth?
That's when I first saw him. I helped his pursuers lose him for a moment. Do you remember me now, Freya?
to my other questions. Why would Chundar want you dead now? But what happens now? How? Everyone is on his side. Where might I find it? Describe the creature. Where can I find it? Oh, trying to find it. Can you give me any direction? Alright.
And you need?
Healing.
Yes?
There we go. We're all topped off, so the south of the area. That should be easy enough. Can we actually... Aw. We can't climb up the tiny little hill. Alright, well.
Here it is!
Let's get some Force Whirlwinds up in here.
What?
Come on, finish him off. we go. God damn it, I just healed myself.
Yes?
Oh, alright. Canderous will lead the way. Alright, we got more of these Viper Kinraths. Oh, that was disappointing.
Sure.
Alright, give us some whirlwinds.
What?
There we go. I like how it pushes away the others too. Alright. Whee! There we go. Viper Kinrath body. Alright, so we've got... We got some mass here. Man, that attack will be so much better if it's stunned.
Let's see what you got.
Alright.
Sure.
Heal that toxin up. Alright, everyone. Let's see what's this way. We must be close to the ritual spot if it's dropping the stuff for it now. Oh yeah, ritual marker. Alright, so.
Sure.
There are ancient symbols here, worn as though traced by generations of Wookiee claws. Layers of moss and dirt suggest that no one has been here in many years. The beast comes when summoned if you are generous. It comes to battle if you are worthy and wise. It grants you glory if you are fearsome and brave. Feed the beast and it will heed your call. Take vipers from their lair and hang them from above. Let blood scent the ground of our ancestors. Obviously, this was once a place of great ritual importance. Alright, well. This Kashyyyk vine ascends high into the canopy above. There is no indication why its growth has stopped at this point. The ground beneath is stained by years of blood, suggesting that freshly killed animals have been suspended from the vine many times in the past. Tie the Viper Kinrath corpses to the vine. Creature is easily wrapped in the vine, which doesn't distort at all under the weight. The only movement is a rustling from off in the distance. Oh, we got the upgraded Rancor here. Alright. So let's start with putting our speed on, and then you... Where'd he... Oh, there he is. Alright, force armor. Force armor. You start hitting him with whirlwind and stasis. And we still have to put on our Night Valor. Actually, disengage. Okay, this is as behind him as I can get. There we go. Do that extra damage. Examining the corpse of this great beast, you find a blade of some sort lodged in its side. Skin has grown around it. While certainly painful, it appears the blade caused only surface damage to the creature. Who knows how long it lived with this injury. You remove the blade from the corpse. It must be the one that Freyr spoke of, the lost portion of Baka's sword, a powerful symbol of his people. So Terrace Bureau of Public Entertainment, specifically the swoop racing. I think that's a bug that's supposed to be called something else. And then we got the Circlet of Suresh. So if we check our inventory now. Oh, we have a shit ton of racing bonds we need to get rid of. Droid head, Baka's sword blade. This is part of Baka's ceremonial blade, damaged due to the arrogance of Chieftain Rothrarar. He underestimated a creature in the Shadowlands, later dubbed the Great Beast, and lost the blade in its hide. The hilt remained in his court, passed to other chieftains. If both pieces could be found, the sword might be able to be reassembled. Security spike tunnel, that's interesting. One-time use item. I wonder if that's going to be like plot specific. Alright, this datapad was recovered from the remains of a Terran Tatic on Kashyyyk and must have been devoured by the beast. It appears to be the personal journal of Gun Han Suresh. The last entry explains what he was doing on Kashyyyk. Duran and Shayla have given in to their passion for each other and are doomed to fall to the dark side. I tried to warn them against expressing their love, but they called me arrogant and accused me, of being the one on the dark path. I left the fools on Korriban, but I am not about to abandon the mandate given me by the Jedi Council. I will destroy the Terran Tatic wherever I find them. I have heard rumors such a beast may exist in the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk. I shall go there and slay the beast, proving that I do not need either Duran or Shayla with me to defeat these creatures. Alright, so we have some anger, we have some pride there, so it's no wonder he died. Circlet of Suresh, wisdom +5, restricted to light side. The wealthy Suresh family of Terrace were once known as much for their arrogance and cruelty as for their vast riches and political power. But over the last century, many of the family have shown a strong affinity to the Force and have been taken in by the Jedi for training. Foremost among these was Gun Han Suresh, heir to the family fortune. To celebrate Gun Han's acceptance into the Order, his father commissioned the crafting of a powerful headband, the Circlet of Suresh. To prevent this spectacular gift from leading his son down the path of arrogance and pride, an all-too-real possibility given the Suresh family history, the circlet was fashioned so that only one who is a true servant of the light can use it. The circlet was in Gun Han's possession when he disappeared shortly after the time of the Great Hunt. Alright, we're actually going to put that on because right now this just gives us +3 will saves. So, whereas this gives us +5 wisdom, which would be a big boost to our force powers. Well, if we used any. How does that look? Okay, that looks silly, and I don't even think that's really a circlet, but... Alright. So we have killed that creature, which I believe there was some lore back on Dantooine. Either in Dantooine or a loading screen, where those were like the bane of Jedi, and they hunt out like Force users or something, and the Jedi went on a hunt and tried to make them extinct, and they mostly kind of succeeded, but there's still a couple here and there, and there's probably still some on Korriban specifically, so... let's see. Now we gotta find our friend here. I want to finish exploring this area too. So if nothing else, I think that the extra wisdom will help us with... Look at that, we got a beam of light. We're so goddamn light side. Yeah, we have 10 for our will save, 14 for reflex, 8 for fortitude. We have a +4 modifier for wisdom now. That's higher than the fucking modifier we have for strength or dexterity. Ooh, we got some Mandalorian shit here. The swoop bike is still warm to the touch. There is a signal device on it, however it contains no field data to transmit. Swoop bikes show sign of recent use as it is missing its signal device. One of the Mandalorians must have taken it to collect data. Alright, so we'll have to come back here. Is this marked? Okay, it is marked on our map. Okay, Freyr's the complete opposite way we went. Oh, actually, we got some healing. to do, so let's do that. All right. What do we got here? More tax, and is that Freyr? No, that's Gararara. Okay, so Freyr was down here, I think. Let's see. There he is. I found the blade of Baka's sword. Here, take it. I'm sure it is the one. We should proceed carefully. Goodbye. All right. Okay, we gotta go all the way back to the west. Because I think that's the last thing to do down here would be to take care of the Mandalorians. And it looks like we might be able to lure even more Mandalorians out with that signal transmitter, excuse me. So let's do that quick. I wasn't planning on it, but I guess we'll just finish Kashyyyk off today. And I don't know. Do I want to go back to Tatooine? Probably not. Yeah, we'll go to Yavin and then I'll decide from there, probably. But we're finishing Kashyyyk today, I think. There's not much left to do. Nope, back up. We gotta go on this path. Alright,
Take that!
There we go.
Yes?
Oh. Did I see remains or? No, okay. So we gotta go this way. Aha. We have dead Wookiees. Well, let's finish exploring the rest of the area. They won't ambush us as long as our weapons are out. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I completely forgot about our reason for being here. I'm sorry, I got so caught up trying to liberate the Wookiees. Candace, how much more experience do you need to level up? Only 1,000 experience. Okay, that's not too bad. Then we can put more points into his demolitions.
Yes?
Anyways. So maybe we won't finish Kashyyyk today. Or maybe we'll. I don't know. It's just going to be a pain to edit another 2-hour video, but that's fine. Anyways.
What?
Let us go turn solo mode on. And then what we can do before we do all that.
Yes?
And then All right. And now what we'll do is we'll unequip our weapon.
And you need?
What?
Do I have to? Oh, my buffs are going away. Yeah, but I thought I could do this, but maybe I need to. All right, let's save and then reload so I can actually move my guy. I probably screwed up the trigger, but oh wow. Okay. Let's bring my lightsaber back out. All right. Let's get our speed up first, because that'll give us defense. You can just start blasting into them. All right, now let us get our force armor buff.
Yes.
I like how he's patiently waiting here for me to buff up while these two fight Canderous. All right, we'll put on Night Valor. You can start helping Canderous out.
Yes.
All right, and we'll take this guy on. Mano and mano. All right, I don't know if we're rear enough to get the sneak attack bonus, but there we go. Mandalorian Ripper, Troop Track Coordinator's office. That's another bug, I'm sure. Mandalorian Assault Rifle. Mandalorian Blaster and what, which is, I'm gonna guess that's another bug. Oh, that's right, Canderous auto heal, so we don't even have to do everything for him. Yeah, purple lightsaber. I might give that to our discount Samuel L. Jackson here. Mandalorian Ripper. Blaster pistol. Balanced attack modifier +2. Weapon similar to this energy-propelled slug thrower belonged to Jigger Wraith, a bounty hunter who plagued the Republic years ago. 37 Mandalorians were executed for being him until sightings declined. As a type of disruptor, this weapon ignores most personal energy shields. And we got 4 bowcasters, which... Interesting that Zalbar's doesn't have the +2 physical damage, but... Alright, This request is in the Mandalorian language. A stump disabled the stabilizers of my swoop. I request parts before other systems fail. If the generator goes, my blending field will stop working and I'll be visible to our prey. This is a personal log in the Mandalorian language. This hunt is no challenge. How will attacking unarmed creatures train us to use these Jedi toys? You want new warriors to learn? Watching a comrade lop his own arm off fighting a real opponent would teach more than these pointless battles. I obey Mandalore, but with protest. The blending field generators and the swoops grant near perfect camouflage. Why only attack unarmed opponents? Okay, so now I think we can go back to the swoop bikes and disable their stealth generators and probably kill the rest of the Mandalorians, which I'm sure the Wookiees will appreciate that. Troop bike is still warm to the touch. There's a signal device on it, however, it contains no field data to transmit. Troop bike shows signs of recent use as it is missing its signal device. One of the Mandalorians must have taken it to collect data. Oh, we still can't use it. Interesting. I wonder if that's bugged because of, like, if it's incomplete quest or what's going on there. Or maybe there's another pile of bodies we have to go to. I don't know. I guess we aren't fishing Kashyyyk today because I would like to investigate that more.
Huh?
All right, everyone, single file.
Sure.
Life forms detected. Determining parameters. Initiating neural recognition.
Yes, there's the thing. Obstinate machine. I've no doubt it holds what you seek, but good luck getting it operational.
Primary neural recognition complete. Preliminary match found.
Match found? What the... It always muttered something about rejected patterns for me.
Begin socialized interface. Awaiting instruction. Greetings. This terminal has not been accessed for quite some time.
Who placed this terminal here?
Error. Subject displays unfamiliarity to environment. Behavioral reconfiguration will be needed before access. I am sorry. I did not mean to confuse you. I will answer questions to the best of my programming limitations.
What do you mean by behavioral reconfiguration?
I have been programmed with a very limited field of knowledge, and I must restrict access to only those that fit my allowed pattern.
And I don't fit that pattern.
I can't say. I will try to bring forward the behavior that you need to proceed, as outlined by my programming.
That seems very helpful. Why have I been allowed access?
I can't say. Preliminary matching allows for you to be coached.
Do you not know why, or are you restricted from saying?
I can't say. Likelihood of restriction by previous user, 100%.
Which would have been Revan. What limitations have been placed in your programming?
Corruption has resulted in gaps appearing in my memory, and in that of the original installation. It could be theorized that these gaps are intentional, but I have no information on that.
What gaps are missing?
Error. I cannot present a non-presence. Perhaps you can ask other questions, and data corruption will become evident.
I want to ask you questions about you and this installation.
I utilize a retro-adapted holocron interface. Clarify your questions, and I will attempt to access original system memory.
So it sounds like the builders, or whatever they're called, built this originally, and Revan must have configured and installed this interface to serve as a go-between, so that way we could just use the damn thing and not have to go through their interface, like what we saw in Dantooine. Who built this installation in the first place?
Error. Corruption. Extrapolating. This utility was built to monitor planet-wide agricultural reformation. It has since malfunctioned. It can be theorized that the supergrowth of Kashyyyk forests is a direct result.
Well, that is surprising. I doubt any Wookiee would support such a claim. The forest is millennia old.
Malfunction occurred 241 years after last builder communication. Last builder communication, 29,642 years before current Republic standard.
If this place was built 30,000 years ago, it predates the Republic.
Error. Information regarding the builders of this installation has been corrupted. No evidence of such a civilization exists in the galactic record.
Why was agricultural reformation needed?
Agricultural record indicates this planet was incapable of sustaining sufficient levels of production. Error. Specific conditions corrupted. It can be theorized that produce was being exported to support a larger demand.
That is a short period for adaptation of native creatures.
Error. Records corrupted. It can be theorized that bioseeding allowed the ecology to remain balanced. It could be expected that the same energy feeding the trees of Kashyyyk also accelerated the evolution of various species. No further information is available. There is too much corrupted data.
Let's go back to my questions about this installation.
Accessing. I will answer as my programming permits.
Who installed this holo interface?
This interface was installed to better access the ancient data stored within the pre-existing system. The exact date is unavailable. Programming keys indicate no earlier than 5 years before current Republic standard.
5 years ago. I didn't notice it. This must have been installed in strictest secrecy. Couldn't have been Circa.
No other information on time of installation or identity of user available. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%.
Who last accessed this installation?
Sorting by identity. 3 attempts by the Wookiee Freyer, all denied. 152 attempts by human Jolie Bindo, all denied.
Call me stubborn, I guess. There wasn't much else to do around here.
Error. List of access attempts prior to these is corrupted. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%.
5 years ago is about the time Revan passed this way.
Error. Data regarding subject Revan corrupted.
But there was an entry at some time.
Error. Data on Revan unavailable.
Was there any further contact with the installer of this interface?
That information is unavailable, but contact is not required for the execution of my programming. Scanning range of this facility is well beyond planetary boundaries.
Go back to my questions about this installation.
Accessing. I will answer as my programming permits.
What's the original function of this installation?
Error. Corruption. Extrapolating. This utility was built to monitor planet-wide agricultural reformation. It has since malfunctioned. It can be theorized that the supergrowth of Kashyyyk's forests is a direct result.
Well, that is surprising. I doubt any Wookiee would support such a claim. The forest is millennia old.
Malfunction occurred 241 years after last builder communication. Last builder communication, 29,642 years before current Republic standard.
Go back to my questions about this installation. What is the current function of this installation?
The current purpose of this installation is defense.
Defense of what?
Error. That information is not available.
I want to go back to my general questions.
Answer will be given within the limits of my programming limitations.
I seek information about a star map.
Accessing. Yes, I have found a star map in original system memory. Access is restricted.
Original system memory, so the map is as old as this installation.
Error. Data regarding author of the star map is corrupted.
What do I need to do to get access to the star map?
Your request requires additional security access. You must be made to match the parameters I have been supplied.
How can I match them when I don't know what they are?
There are measures available. Personality profiling will verify the basic structure of your conscious mind. With that, I will determine whether you are ready to receive the star map or can be made ready.
What if I fail?
Then you are not worthy of further access. You will be rejected as unsuitable.
What will rejection mean?
Information unavailable. If you have further questions, ask them now. Access will terminate with success or failure of evaluation. With that.
What do you mean by that?
Information unavailable. If you have further questions, ask them now. Access will terminate with success or failure of evaluation.
You may begin evaluation.
Evaluation commencing. Result will be compared against the pattern in memory. Just act like you should. You travel with a Wookiee and have encountered complications. Hypothetical. You and this Zalbar are captured and separated. If you both remain silent, 1 year in prison for each of you. However, call Zalbar a traitor, and he will serve 5 years, while you serve none. He is offered the same deal. But if you both accuse the other, you both serve 2 years. What do you do? What do you trust him to do?
How do you know about him? He isn't here.
I hear what happens on Kashyyyk, and a good deal beyond. Answer the question I have posed.
And I confer with someone else.
This test is not for your companions. You will answer and demonstrate that you match the pattern in memory.
I I trust Zalbar. Wait, how did you know Zalbar's name?
I hear what happens on Kashyyyk, and a good deal beyond. Answer the question I have posed.
I trust Zalbar. I would say nothing, and neither would he.
Are you sure? If you turn, you risk 2 years, or none at all. If you reply on loyalty, you risk 1 year, or 5. Your loyalty is dangerous. Your companion could take the opportunity to benefit by turning on you. Zalbar's family is mired in treachery. What loyalty do they know? Your answer is incorrect.
Thought this was an evaluation, not a quiz.
I must match your behavior to the pattern in memory. You must answer truthfully, knowing the consequences. I must demand honest acceptance of the proper behavior. That is a condition of my programming.
What pattern are you comparing me against?
That information is not available to you. It is the pattern that I have been given as a baseline for security access.
Continue with your evaluation, then.
The previous incorrect response will be discounted. Future incorrect responses will result in rejection. Hypothetical. You are at war, deciphering an intercepted code. You learn 2 things about your enemy. A single spot in their defense will be at its weakest in 10 days, and they will attack one of your cities in 5 days. What do you do with this information? What is the most efficient course of action?
I subtly reinforce the city while preparing to attack.
This is no decision. I ask again. Do you save your people or abandon them for the sake of the war? Attempting both will merely dilute your efforts. Would you trade 1 victory for 2 failures?
I evacuate my people from the city.
And in so doing, alert the enemy to their broken codes. They would know that their weakness was exposed. They would reinforce, and the war would go on. You saved thousands at the expense of victory.
You blew that one, didn't you? Basic military strategy requires sacrifice. I thought you'd know that.
You do not match the pattern in memory. Subject has failed to demonstrate the required behavior. Access denied. This system will purge the subject as false. Defense mode initiated.
Alright, well, let's put on our buffs. Light side points gained. So you can't just lie, because he makes it clear that that basically he can see your mind, so all your answers are truthful. So like if you choose the a different dialogue option, or like if you chose to sacrifice everyone, then like that's basically your true answer. You aren't lying. Lying in this game is specifically preceded by the lie option. Ow. Alright, let's heal up. And he's got disabled droid, so
This is what I live. What?
there we go. Jolie, disable that droid.
Yes?
Yes?
There we go. I have passed your little
Neural
test.
scan complete. Analyzing. Well, it would appear initial assumptions about you were incorrect. Secondary scans during battle have revealed much. Under duress, your emotions were easier to read. Programming now instructs that I give you what you seek.
Why the change? I failed your initial test.
That information is not available. Soon you will recognize the proper course to follow. The star map is yours. This unit has now completed its primary duty and has finished with the subject. Executing final action. Activation of star map commencing. Parameters reset. Stasis initiated. And communication.
All right.
Well, well, a star map. An ancient artifact of dark side power. Can't say I'm surprised. I always knew there was something funny down here. I wonder if the star map has had an effect on the evolution of the creatures here in the Shadowlands. Might explain why it's so dangerous down here. An interesting theory. I suppose we don't have time to test it now, do we? Now that we've got what you came for, we should be heading back up to the treetops.
Yes, let's. But first, let's upgrade or level up Canderous and everyone here. Oh, oh yeah, I've been putting stuff in the treat injury, unfortunately. Caution, demolitions, and stealth. Could do that just to boost him up. I mean, the other big thing I would be looking to get him would be prove the master conditioning, which, I mean, yeah, we'll have plenty for that, so. All right, now he can disable them.
Yes?
All right, we'll level you up, skills. I don't know. Computer use, I guess. Treat injury. Only applies to med packs, so I don't know why I really want to put their skills in. I have non-force users that are essentially my skill people. Ooh, destroy droid, that could be useful.
Sure.
All right. Oh, I can't loot anything off of them. In any event, I think this is as good a place as any to end. We'll finish Kashyyyk off next time, and then we'll go on from there. But until then, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.